So today we will try the Grand Couloir in France, one of the more tougher beasts to do, and probably maybe one of the toughest one in the world. At least today we finally got some good weather, because the days before we had a bit of clouds and a bit of mist, which made that we could not really do this run, and we were actually not allowed to do this run. So this was the first time we could actually enter the run, and you will see that it is quite difficult, especially in the beginning. So there's a very small ridge that you have to pass, and yes, I do fall on this ridge, which was not too nice to experience, but you have to try it, and it is very fun to try these runs and try to do them and go a bit along and try to go across your boundaries that you would normally do, because it is quite scary and you have the possibility of falling. And I did actually fall, and I was not the best in the beginning because I was a bit more scared than I probably should be. But it is quite dangerous, because on the left and on the right you have two major cliffs there, which are not something you want to fly over at high speed. So the issue was really that I wanted to try to do it slow and steady, but there were some big bumps on there too, which made that it was very difficult to keep your control and keep your speed steady. So yeah, I did fly over quite badly, and I had to stand back up and retry here. So it was not too easy, but anyway, I tried it, and you'll see here in a bit that eventually I get up at the end of the run. And there's a second part, obviously, and there you have to continue. So the whole run is built upon two main parts. You have the beginning part, which is that small part. Then you have the middle part, which is actually quite a doable section, and it has the amazing view too. And then you have a quite a steep part in the third section, with like a very big squeeze, let's say, in the end, where you have to go between two uh, peaks, two mountains, let's say small mountains. And that one is also very difficult, because there you also sometimes have a lot of people waiting, but that's something you will see here in a bit. But now we are waiting to go for this second part, because I had to stand up, find a bit my way, and find a way to go down. So yeah, it was quite difficult, but it is something that I really like to do, and it's something I did in this case with my friends, where you just try to find ways to challenge yourself a bit. And fear is only in the mind, and obviously there are some consequences if you make mistakes, but if you do it smart and you take the risk, you can do it. And in the big grand scheme of things, doing these runs are still quite safe, because you do have a lot of people watching. You do have a lot of, let's say, people who can help you, support you if things go wrong. So in my opinion, snowboarding alone is way more dangerous than doing a tricky run when people are watching. So at least my friends came with me, and we did it together, so it was a very exciting challenge we could do. But still, especially for me, even I have been snowboarding for years and years, it's still a very challenging run, especially because of the bumps, especially because, yes, fear does still kick in for some reason. It is a, let's say, it's human nature to be fearful and to be scared. So it is normal to still be scared, even though you have been snowboarding, let's say, for years on end. So the whole thing about you want to keep your speed at a decent level and not go too fast is the reason why you also slip, and maybe you also lose your speed, and you lose your momentum. And that's what also will happen here in a bit. I will fall on my butt, I will slide down a very steep part. But yeah, you have to do it this way. You fall and you stand up, and obviously this was the first time I did this run. So the thing is, with these things, you learn by doing. So the next time you do it, you will see that you will do it way better. So I took this video with my first run. Probably I should have done the video on my run after, or the run thereafter, but most of the time we do it one time, me and my friends. Let's say, okay, let's do it, let's try it. And I think in this specific case, we were actually also at the end of the day, so we had to also go back. So yeah, here I fell and I had to restart a bit my whole run, put on my boots again, because I also felt that my bindings were not that good locked onto my feet. And that's something, if you know what snowboarding is, if you've done it before, you know that you really have to make sure that the bindings are really strong to your feet, especially if you have to do close turns, short turns rather. So you have to make sure that you have every binding as good as possible closed, and that you don't open your feet when you are doing it. So yeah, I was ready for a second part here, and everything went quite good after. But there you also see that there's the piece where it goes very tight. So it's, if it's too busy, which it was at this moment, because as I said in the beginning, this was the only time actually this run this week was open. So you had a lot of people trying it. The conditions were pretty decent. The snow was actually pretty good in my opinion, but that made it a lot of people were there. And I don't like to go snowboarding and take the risk of either being hit by other people, or even worse, hitting people with your snowboard, because things can go very bad if you slip and you hit someone with a snowboard, of course, because it's yeah, it's a big knife on top of the mountain. You don't want to hit people with it. So I tried my best, and I'm gonna be honest, it was a challenging one. It was not my most beautiful run of the year, but anyway, I was very happy we did it. I'm very happy we came close to the end here too. I was very relieved. But yeah, it's something you should try yourself. If you're there, you can try to do the Grand Couloir and enjoy it yourself. And here for the last part, it's a bit more relaxed. Let's say we are coming up to the last piece. Still pretty steep, so I'm still not letting go of the full run. But yeah, most of the run is about to end here anyway in a minute. But it was a good run. I'm very happy we could do it. Very happy that I tried it. Next time I should go back and do it again with some more experience and knowing a bit where you go, because that's actually the most important thing. You need to know, and you need to understand a bit the mountain. It's something, yeah, I'm literally exploring the mountain in this phase actually. So next time you should do it, explore it first calmly, and then try to do it better and better. It's an exercise. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want more 360 videos or any other videos I make, feel free to have a look at my channel, because I have way more for you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.